Welcome.
Hey guys, it's Tony here with another episode of TCTV. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's good to have you back. I know it's been a while since there's been a TCTV video up, but we're going to be coming back with a vengeance. And we're going to probably start doing a couple of videos a week. We're going to do kind of like a longer video, kind of like this one, where we kind of discuss things and ask questions. And we may do a kind of like midweek video where we're going to be looking at like recent demos or some kind of emerging little bit of news that's coming out. But basically what I want to talk about today is the choice that's coming for all of us gamers. There's a choice that we're going to have to be making pretty darn soon, as of around about this week, and it's going to affect your gaming year. Now that choice is, what games do I actually buy? As you know, this is the time when all of the latest games are going to be coming out. As of this week, going on until kind of like mid-December, there's pretty much going to be, you know, AAA quality games that are coming out every single week. And obviously, we're not going to be able to buy them all. We're going to have to start to kind of make a choice. So I just want to kind of have a little bit of a talk about, is it wise to kind of have so many quality titles coming out at one period of time, like within the year, and should it be spread out a little bit more? Now, I mean, you know, I think it was about a week or so ago we had the new Driver game that came out, which is pretty good. I've started playing through it on a friend's Xbox, and it's pretty good. It's better than what I thought it was from the demo. It just goes to show you that demos just aren't all they're cracked up to be. You know, you really do need to invest a couple of hours into a game. But, you know, as of this week, we have El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron, Warhammer 40k Space Marine, we have Dead Island, and Resistance 3. They are all out this week. Now, you know, there's a choice to be made there. I've already kind of made my choice. I'm thinking I'm going to go with Space Marine. I've heard a couple of good reviews for Dead Island and a couple of not so good ones, specifically the Edge 3 out of 10 review. I don't know whether you've read that or not, but it's worth a peek. But you know, and that's just this week. That's just this week. Now, just briefly off the top of my head, I'm just going to recite a few games that are going to be coming out like this year. I know I'm going to miss a bunch out. I'm not even covering them all. So just kind of like off the top of my head, you know, the next real big titles coming out is on September the 20th. We've got Gears 3. Now, I'm really, really excited about that. It's one of my favourite franchises. That's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. But basically, after that date, after September the 20th, is basically every game for itself. And just kind of going through memory about what's coming out and, you know, what we're going to be expecting to play through. We've got Dark Souls. We've got Batman Arkham City. There's, of course, the two huge juggernauts that are coming out. That is Battlefield 3 and Modern Warfare 3. We have Uncharted 3. We've got ID Software's new game Rage. There's the new chapter in the Assassin's Creed series that's going to be coming out. We've got Elder Scrolls Skyrim. We've got Zelda Skyward Sword. We've got the triplet big titles on the Nintendo 3DS. We've got Mario Kart, Star Fox, Mario 3D Land. There's FIFA 12 that's coming out for all of you football fans and everything out there. And I mean, that's just off the top of my head. I mean, just thinking as well, there's the new Forza that's coming out. There's Star Wars Connect. You know, I've not even touched on like the HD remakes, such as like the Shadow of the Colossus and Ico and things like this. Not to mention all of the other stuff that's going to be coming out on like smartphones. That's going to be coming out on Xbox Live and PSN. The multitude of stuff that's going to be coming out on the Wii as well. You know, it's just an incredible amount of games. Now, basically, out of those, I've more or less made a decision on what I'm going to be buying. As I said, I'm going to be getting Space Marine this week. I played the demo, really liked the demo, really enjoyed it. I'm a big Warhammer fan anyway, so that's pretty much a no-brainer. I'm also going to be getting Zelda Skyward Sword, going to be getting Gears 3, I'm going to get Modern Warfare 3, Battlefield 3, Batman, Arkham City, and Uncharted 3. Now, they are the definites that I'm going to be getting, and just from those games, you know, whether I buy it online, whether I buy them from the retail store, you know, I'm probably looking at about 300 quid just for those games on their own. And, you know, if I go out and, you know, something else attracts my attention or something gets an interstellar review or whatever, I'm probably going to go out and pick those up as well. Now, I know there's this whole thing, oh, you don't have to go out and buy them and whatever, yeah? Now, the reason why there's this big rush, especially with me, to go out and more or less get all the AAA games as soon as they come out is because I don't want to see any spoilers. I don't want to be kind of going on forums or popping on YouTube and seeing people playing through the game and all of this kind of thing. And there's kind of like another aspect to it too, which is if you're playing any kind of game that's got some kind of online component, you know, when not necessarily the Battlefields or Call of Duties of the world, because they're always going to have a massive online crowd. But you know, Space Marine's got like an online component on it as well, and I'm sure when I jump into it this weekend, there's going to be people playing it. You know, we're going to have a blast. But then as soon as Gears 3 comes out a week or so afterwards, no one's going to be touching Space Marine. You'll get, you know, a small contingent on there that are playing it quite happily. But this is the problem, you know, when you've got so many games crammed together, something gets kind of like left out. Now, I'm just kind of wondering if there's any kind of argument at all for splitting the games down a little bit, for having more of a trickle through the summer months, because nothing ever really comes out in summer. And kind of looking at some of the sales figures for certain games, you can kind of understand why developers and marketing people are kind of a little bit hesitant for it. I mean, just as in this year, you know, we had kind of like Bulletstorm, which came out in February. Now, Bulletstorm is fantastic. It's already one of my games of the year. But, I mean, I think combined on the PS3 and the Xbox, it's only sold about 750,000 copies. And I know the developers have came out and said, you know, Bulletstorm needed to be made anyway. We loved making it. It's a great game. But, yeah, it didn't actually sell that well. You know, in June of this year, we had Child of Eden, which came out. So far, the total sales figures on that are only about 34,000. And Shadows of the Damned, which also came out in June, that's, as of me just checking online not that long ago, that had combined PS3 and 360 sales of just 24,000. I mean, that is a flop by anybody's standards. Now, I know exactly why devs release all the games at Christmas. You know, you get all the marketing bods around, they're saying Christmas is the big time of year, blah, 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 get the games out. I know why they want to do it, because essentially, if you've just spent $30-40 million making your game, you want to recoup some of that cost back, and Christmas is the time where everyone's going out and getting presents. You know, it's a real big kind of like sales thing for the games. The games always sell well at Christmas. But the thing is, there's got to be some kind of argument for releasing games like in the summer, maybe in like the April, May times when it's, you know, traditionally quite slow. I mean, just as a case in point, you know, Deus Ex, Human Revolution that's just been out, and Gears 3 as well. Now, they were finished months ago. Those games were actually finished months ago, yeah? They just kind of like held them out until this holiday season because that's when they thought they'd kind of like sell. Now, as far as I'm concerned, a game like Deus Ex or Gears 3, that they almost sell themselves. They don't really need that much of a marketing push behind them. Excuse me. And I think just too many games when they come out, something's going to suffer. You know, you can almost. I'm sure there was a case last year when someone didn't bother releasing their game until January or something because they said there's no point. Black Ops is going to be out. Everyone's going to buy that. But you know, do you actually think that it's a bit stupid to kind of like release all your games at this time of year? Yeah, I know it's Christmas, I know we're all going to be getting presents, but what would you rather see? I really want to kind of get a bit of debate going. You know, if you want to chat to us on the Thumb Culture Facebook page, if you want to leave some comments just under this video, that'll be absolutely fine. But I just want to get some feedback on what you feel. You know, do you think that it is overcrowded at this time of year, that you know, you've got too many games fighting for that hard-earned wedge that's in your wallet? Would you rather see the game spread out a little bit? You know, are you not that bothered? Do you only purchase like 2, 3, 4 big titles in a year and you're kind of like happy with that? Are you quite happy waiting for the January sales? You know, polishing, going in, buying the games at half price, whatever. You know, there was the infamous case last year of like Enslaved. Enslaved was a fantastic game, but it was just released with so many other big titles that it just got completely and utterly swamped and hardly sold anything at all. So let's just open this up for a bit of debate, guys. I just want to hear some feedback on this. As I've said, I'm going to repeat it again. Do you think this Christmas there's too many AAA games fighting for your attention? Are you quite patient? Are you quite happy with just picking up 2 or 3 of those games and, you know, waiting until next year till you've got a bit more time in the gaming lull to pick up the games that you've missed and play them then? So, guys, please let us know your thoughts. Please let us know your opinions. It's Tony here again from TCTV.